Hi everyone, this is Young Doe from City Lights in Toronto, Canada. We're here in the Reservoir Studio with Relic, and I just want to thank you guys for letting me come and share something with you. So I guess I'd just like to start with a question. What's worth more? Kind of a smooth $20 bill or a crumpled up $20 bill? I mean, obviously they're worth the same. But the thing is, we usually treat one better than the other. We think one is better to have than the other one. We'd rather keep this one or get rid of this one. And a lot of times, I think in Jesus' time, they kind of thought you had to be a smooth $20 bill to approach God. And the crumpled $20 bills, well, they're just more sinful, or even so sinful that they can't even go to God. They couldn't even pray, or they're not even worth being forgiven. In fact, I think a lot of people think that today too. But the thing is, what I love is that Jesus showed people that it's these guys that usually end up going to God, and it's these guys that usually end up being forgiven by God. We can see that as an example when we look at Jesus and how he treated Levi, the tax collector. So in the book of Mark chapter 2, you'll see this, and it says, "Once again Jesus went outside beside the lake. A large crowd came to him, and he began to teach them. As he walked along, he saw Levi, son of Alphaeus, sitting at the tax collector's booth. 'Follow me,' Jesus told him, and Levi got up and followed him. And while Jesus was having dinner at Levi's house, many tax collectors and sinners were eating with him and his disciples, for there were many who followed him. But when the teachers of the law, who were the Pharisees, saw him eating with the sinners and tax collectors, they asked his disciples, 'Why does he eat with tax collectors and sinners?' On hearing this, Jesus said to them, 'It's not the healthy who need a doctor, but the sick. I have not come to call the righteous, but sinners.'" See, why was this a big deal? It's because tax collectors were usually thieves. They were people that were commissioned to go and collect taxes. And anything they collected on top of that, they could just pocket for themselves. So they'd usually overcharge and then just pocket the profits. They were also considered traitors, because they were the ones that were Jewish people collecting taxes from other Jewish people and then giving it to the Romans. And the Romans were the people that were oppressing them. These were the exact same people that they were actually looking for Christ to free them from. And so because of these reasons, they were actually usually hated more than any other people. It's like they were like, I don't know the equivalent, but they're like snitches. No one likes them. No one wants to associate with them. Everyone would rather they be gone. But the thing is, God still loved them. God still loved them. Even though everyone else saw them like a crumpled up $20 bill. God knew that it was these guys that usually realized how sinful they were and how much they actually need forgiveness and they need God to do things. What does that mean for us? Well, I think sometimes in the hip-hop community, we're looked at like this. We're people just like anybody else, but we're looked at with kind of more disdain than anybody else. But the great thing is that crumpled up $20 bills, we're the ones that realize that we need God. We're the ones that realize that we don't have to be this to approach God. People who recognize their sin doesn't mean they're more or less sinful than anybody else, but we recognize it. We know that we need forgiveness. We know that we need help. We know that we need hope. We know that we need healing. And these are the people that Jesus went to. These are the people that Jesus called. He doesn't judge, he just loves. He says, come to me. He'll even love you if you listen to stuff like this. You don't have to be smooth bill for Jesus to forgive you. You don't have to be all righteous and holy for you to be worthy of approaching God. You can be someone who's crumpled and hurt, but knows that they need Jesus. And you can go to him, and he'll love you. After all, it is the sick that he came for, not the righteous. And if we're people that already know Jesus, then what we can do is imitate Jesus and understanding that we can't treat crumpled people like tax collectors and sinners. We need to love them just as much as Jesus did and let them approach God with great acceptance and with great anticipation that they will find forgiveness, they will find love, they will find hope. I hope that this little sharing that I've done has helped in any sort of way. I do thank you for letting me do this. I love y'all in Australia. God bless Krosswerdz. You guys are doing a great job.